In this video today, I'm going to show you 4 steps that leads to one simple trick that you can use in any negotiation so that you can close the deal. I'm Dr. Lewis Haydon, coach to very, very high income earners. Let me show you how. Step 1 is stop trying to sell to them. Look, the more you try to sell to somebody, despite all the things that you see on YouTube videos, you're not going to give away confidence. And what that means is that for you to actually get paid something, let's say you're going to get paid $1,000, you need to give them value that is a multiplier of that $1,000. So $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. If you as a business owner, or not even a business owner, if you're just somebody buying a product, you want to get more value than what you've paid for. Because if you were buying a car, let's say it was $30,000, the perceived value of what you would get to spend that time and enjoy your life with family, friends, whatever it may be, inside that car is more than the $30,000 you would spend. And if it wasn't, you wouldn't actually buy it, would you? Think of it like that. Now, I didn't just convince you by saying, hey, look, you need to buy this car, go, go, go. It's bullshit. Yeah, you don't need to be saying statements. You need to be giving that person confidence. And if you come across too salesy, you will lose them. Why do people become really salesy? Because they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the model, and ultimately that leads to a place where they don't have confidence to deliver. And if you're going to hand over $30,000 to somebody, you want to know that you're going to get the thing that they're saying. So confidence is a real important thing to be displaying here. You don't need to be displaying your sales skills. You don't need to be saying all your salesy shit. You just need to be giving confidence over in a way that gets them from A to B. They part with a certain amount of money, they get what they want. It's that simple. So if you're after a promotion, if you're after more money in your 9 to 5, if you're after that first side hustle client or your next client, remember the fucking basics. Stop being salesy. It's about displaying your confidence in a way that they get value. The amount of times, by the way, that this knocks people's self-worth and confidence because they see bullshit videos on YouTube telling them they need to be in a certain salesy way, and it's not them. It's not right for their personality. You don't need to be like that. In fact, very high ticket sales, you will actually be turning people off by being salesy. So stop it. Step 2 is to put yourself in a position of power. What does power actually mean? Now, it doesn't mean that you're controlling them. It means that you're controlling yourself and you're controlling the process that somebody's going through. Remember, this is your idea. You've got a business that moves somebody along that process so they can get what they want. Yeah? If they're going from A to Z or to Z, if you're listening in the UK, if they're going along this process, all the steps of the dance in between, they don't know about. They just want the end result. If they start guiding along their process, the problem is they've never been there before. They've never done it before. So you need to hold their hand every step of the way and give them confidence. That doesn't mean that you got to sell to them. It doesn't mean that you got to be pushy. It means that you've got to do it in a way that you're following the process, but it's their idea. And this is how you do that. You use something called Socratic questioning, okay? So Socrates, great philosopher, if you go and study what he did, he moves people. He moves people psychologically. He moves their whole emotions. He captivates them. And he does it by making it their idea, not his, by asking great questions. So get yourself a good set of questions that you can ask somebody that gets them to go internal and think. Because if you're doing most of talking, by the way, you're thinking about what to say next. When you're doing less talking, you're listening to them. People want to feel heard and understood. They want to feel important. So if you're listening to them, then you are the one in control because you're formulating the next response to give. And if you do that, then what happens is they will feel heard and understood. They trust you, and then you can show them the steps of the dance to get to the outcome that you want. So what happens then is that it doesn't mean that you're being some tyrant. It means that you are in a place of power because you're controlling where they're going so that you can get the best outcome for them. So if you want to increase your income in your 9 to 5, all you need to do is display the right steps of the dance. So either in 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 months time, remember things don't happen overnight, you need to build that trust along the way, then you will get to where you want to. Remember, it's your process. You just need to make sure that you're doing the right things and asking the right questions so that you move them along that pipeline to get to that outcome that you want. If you want help on that, by the way, there is a blueprint on Socratic questioning inside the ebook. Just go into the description below and you can download the ebook, and there's a free blueprint within the ebook on Socratic questioning. Go and get that from the description below and check it out. So step 3, why not get them to sell to you instead? Lewis, are you fucking crazy? I'm the one who's in the sales process here, not them. No, wrong. Think of it this way. This is a total mindset shift. If they want to get an outcome, they need to commit to the game. They're not going to get an outcome without paying some money, or they pay less and do some of the work as well, or they have a total done-for-you package, i.e. a 9 till 5 employee. But they need to sell to you how serious they are. So one thing could be the transaction of paying you more money. The other thing could be that they remove all their bullshit excuses and questioning you, yeah? In fact, you want to question them. So flip it upside down. Start doing things like this. Why did you think that I would be the best person to do this job? Okay. And then they're going to give you all these sorts of answers for it. Yeah. They're going to give you all these different things. And by the way, using the word why, some people will actually say to you that why is actually a challenging question. Okay. So be careful where you use the word why, but sometimes you do want to cause challenge. So depending on the situation, you need to be an artist here. You need to be a wordsmith. And also the way that you say why is really important in your tonality. For example, if I go, why did you choose me for this job? Or do I go, why did you choose me for this job? You see, it's totally different meaning. So choosing your tonality, there's a little extra tip for you. So yeah, you want to try and get them to sell to you instead. For example, if you was with a client or a potential customer that's coming up, you could say to them, so how come you're sitting with me today? And they'll go, oh, it's because I've tried this, 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 and this, and this. Okay, so why did that not work then? If you've been to that person, that's quite an expert person. How come you've chose me next? Because, and they'll give you all the reasons of why that person wasn't right for them. So guess what? You then tailor your questions and your next steps in your process, whether it's closing a deal or making a sale or getting that next 9 to 5 promotion, it doesn't matter. It's still deal negotiation. You then tailor the next steps of the dance based on what they give you. And the reality is yeah, is this a psychology thing? Is it? No, look, it's just basic fucking communication, right? It's just it's missed out so much that people don't understand it. Okay, so go and try it. Stop talking, stop saying about how great you are, and start to get them to start to tell you about why they think that you're right for the job rather than the other way around. Go and give it a try, and you'll see incredible results from this. By the way, there is a subtle shift in this, and it's quite an amazing shift. The moment that they realize that they need to sell you rather than you sell them, that is an incredible moment. So get good at trying to do that as good as you can. And it's not going to work every time, look. But if they're committed to you, then they'll come on board. If they aren't committed with you and just trying you out, it's better to know sooner rather than later. So give it a go. Step 4 is that you always still need to close somebody in any negotiation, because the amount of people that I've trained in the past that are so good at marketing their business, but real salespeople, real closers, anybody that really gets that next 9 to 5 promotion understands the close. This is really important. However, you do not want to become really salesy. So here's what you need to do. You need to get them to commit to a decision. You need to coach them to a decision. And what I mean by coach them to a decision, use the Socratic questioning. But at the end of the funnel that you'll see in the blueprint, if you downloaded the ebook, is that you'll see there's a closing part of that funnel. And it goes a little like this. Instead of making a closing thing, saying like, okay, do you want to get started with this package or this package? Start with maybe making it sound a little bit more impactful, and though it's they've come up with a solution. So you can actually say to them, okay, so let me just recap everything that you want. You want to get X, Y, Z, you want to do this, but you've tried this and now you think this is the thing. Right, got it. So what do you think the next steps would be? Guess what you're going to say? They're going to then give you the close of what they're expecting. And if they're not going to give you the close of what they're expecting, they're going to give you some sort of objection. Now, the way to handle objections is actually before your sales process. You handle it before they even sit in the meeting with you. You want to be handling them before anything starts to happen. Now, the objection handling at the end as well, if you say to them, so what are the next steps? What do you think the next steps are? They're going to then give you their objections. Well, I'd like to be able to do this with you, Lewis, but I'm still thinking about this, 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 and this, and this. That you haven't put them in a position where they've got to get defensive. You've put them in a position where they want to tell you what their thoughts are. Big fucking difference here. And if you can master this, this is where you start to become a master closer without them even feeling like they're being closed. Remember, you're not here to sell to them. You're here to get them to recognize that they need to take some steps forward with you. So now you have this new simple trick that you can use with 4 steps so that you can negotiate like a pro and close that next 9 till 5 promotion, close that next big customer and high ticket sale. However, I did mention about the objections that come up, and you do not want to get to a place at the end of your deal, of closing that deal, and having a fuckload of objections. You need to handle it before they even come up. I'm going to show you how to handle objections like a pro before they even become objections. So it's just a smooth process all the way through to closing that deal. Go and watch this next video and I'll teach you how to handle objections before they even become an objection.